Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the AI you use every day. We're going to get into what's really happening inside its digital mind. And I'll tell you right now, it is probably not what you think.
I mean, it's a fair question, right? You're chatting with this thing, it writes poetry, it can debug your code. It just feels like there's someone in there. But what's actually going on under the hood is something else entirely. In fact, it couldn't be further from the truth.
All right, so first up, let's get right to the foundation of it all, how we learn versus how it learns. So think about your brain for a second. It's like a living city of connections. Every single thing you experience, every fact you learn, it physically rewires your brain. That's a process called neuroplasticity. And AI, totally different ballgame. It goes through this massive one-and-done training phase where it processes a huge chunk of the internet. It's not learning from your conversation in real time. It's already been trained. And the secret sauce behind this training? It's a fancy word called backpropagation. But here's what it really is. Imagine you're taking a test with, say, 1 billion questions. You guess an answer. You get it wrong. And the teacher tells you how wrong you were. So you go back, you tweak your thinking just a tiny bit, and you try again. Now just imagine doing that billions of times. You're not really understanding the material, you're just getting unbelievably good at predicting the right answer. So if the learning process is that different, it makes sense that the way it processes information in the moment is also worlds apart from us. Let's dig into that. Okay, let's take a simple word, apple. When we hear apple, what happens? Bam! Your mind just explodes with connections, right? You might think of the crunch, the taste, Steve Jobs, your grandma's apple pie. It's this huge, messy, beautiful web of meaning. For an AI, apple is just a number, a token. And all it knows is that mathematically, this token has a really high chance of showing up next to other tokens like pie, tree, or iPhone. It's not about meaning, it's all about probability. And how does it pull this off so convincingly? Well, it has this brilliant trick up its sleeve called the attention mechanism. It basically lets the AI look at a whole sentence and mathematically figure out which words are the most important for guessing what comes next. It's not understanding context, it's just a master of statistical focus. Okay, so we've got different learning, different processing, and you can probably guess what's next, a totally different approach to memory. Your memory, it's like this magical infinite library, you know? A certain smell can instantly transport you back to your childhood. It's wild. An AI's memory? Not so magical. It's basically got two parts. First, a massive static encyclopedia of all the stuff it learned during training. And second, a tiny little scratch pad for your current conversation. That's it. And that little scratch pad, what they call the context window, it's really just a whiteboard. And here's the crazy part. When that whiteboard gets full, it has to erase the oldest stuff to make room for the new stuff. So in a long conversation, the AI literally forgets what you said at the beginning. No joke. All right, this next one is a huge one. It's the one that really trips people up, reasoning. So when you're faced with a tricky problem, you switch on this slow, careful, logical part of your brain, right? You work through it step by step. An AI does not do that at all. What it does is it has read millions of examples of humans reasoning. So it doesn't know how to reason, it just knows how to produce a sequence of words that looks like what a reasoning human would say. It's an expert mimic. And this right here, this is the whole game. It's not reasoning, it's recognizing the pattern of reasoning. That's why it can ace a super complex calculus problem if it's seen thousands of similar ones, but then get completely stumped by a simple riddle that a kid could figure out. It's all about the pattern, not the logic. Okay, so both humans and AI get things wrong. We both kind of make stuff up sometimes. But why we do it is where things get really interesting. You know when you're telling a story and you can't quite remember a detail, so your brain just fills it in for you. And you're not trying to lie, you genuinely believe that's how it happened. That's a real thing. It's called confabulation. It's basically a bug in our brain's filing system, just trying to be helpful by creating a complete picture. Now, when an AI makes stuff up, what we call a hallucination, it's something completely different. It's not trying to fill a memory gap. It has no memory gaps. It's just a mathematical error. Its complex equation for what's the most likely next word just happens to produce a result that is factually wrong but sounds totally plausible. It's a math mistake that sounds like a lie. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. And honestly, this might be the biggest, most important difference of them all. It's about having a body.
Think about it. Your entire understanding of the world is grounded in your physical experience. You know what hot means because you've touched a stove. You know what sweet means because you've tasted sugar. All of your knowledge is built on that physical foundation. But in AI, it has no body. It has never felt the sun or lifted something heavy or tasted anything at all.
So what does that mean? It means all of its knowledge is secondhand. It only knows what hot is because it has read millions of sentences where the word hot appears next to fire or sun. It's never felt it. And that right there is why an AI can have all the knowledge of Wikipedia but sometimes lack the basic common sense of a toddler.
So let's just step back and look at the whole picture. When you line it all up side by side, it's not even close, is it? We're not dealing with a silicon version of a human brain. We're dealing with something else entirely, an alien intelligence in a way, built on a foundation of pure math and probability.
And you know what? That's okay. Because the point of this was never to build a replacement for you. The real goal is to create a partner. It's a tool, an incredibly powerful one, that can see patterns in data that we could never hope to see. And we bring the wisdom, the creativity, the common sense, the actual understanding. The real magic, the real breakthrough, happens when we stop trying to treat it like a person. When we understand what it is and what it isn't, we can start using it for what it's truly good at. And that's the key to everything. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on.